My drunk uncle proposed to me on my wedding day to try stop me from marrying my fiancée. Turns out he was right about her all along. On my wedding day, while my fiancée and I were exchanging our vows, my extremely drunk uncle stood up and yelled, "I object!" He started stumbling towards me, and given that he had always hated my fiancée, I prepared for a speech about how I shouldn't marry her. Unfortunately, I was wrong. He actually got down on one knee and started declaring his undying love for me. I immediately realized this was an attempt to stop the marriage, so I tried to get him to stand up. However, I was unsuccessful. Eventually, a few people gathered around him, and he had to be picked up by all four limbs and carried out like a human battering ram. The rest of the wedding was strange. My newlywed wife and I tried our best to lift everyone's spirits, but given that they just witnessed that, it's no surprise people went home early. In the weeks and months that followed, my wife Sarah and I tried to move on from the wedding day fiasco, but something felt off. Sarah became increasingly distant. I thought a trip to our favorite golfing spot might help lighten the mood and bring us closer again. Sarah and I used to love spending our weekends there. We were both terrible at mini golf and would often laugh at each other over our terrible swings, but we enjoyed the vibe of the golf spot. I asked her if she wanted to go one Saturday morning while we were having breakfast. She looked up from her phone, looking uninterested, and said that she couldn't go today. When I asked her why not, she said that she had promised one of her girlfriends that she would help her with some errands since she had been so stressed these past couple of weeks. This seemed off because her friend had just come back from vacation, and she seemed pretty relaxed the last time we saw her. She said it was always something on her plate, which was true. Her friend was a busy woman. Every time we saw her, she was on the go. I asked her if the next day would work then, and she bit her lip, and she said she had a lot of work to catch up on. I let it go and told her it was all right and that we'd find another day to go, but I couldn't help but feel like she wasn't telling me everything. As Sarah got up to clear the dishes, I couldn't shake the feeling that something wasn't right. We used to prioritize our time together, especially our weekend outings. Now, it seemed like she always had an excuse to be somewhere else. The excuses were starting to pile up. Was she hiding something from me? At first, I thought it was just stress from adjusting to married life, but more signs started to appear. A few nights later, Sarah and I were sitting in the living room halfway watching a movie together. I was watching the movie while she was scrolling on her phone. Suddenly, she burst out laughing at something on her screen. I asked her what was funny, and she quickly said it was nothing. I looked at her as she kept smiling at her phone. She looked up at me and told me it was just a stupid meme. I asked her to see it, and she said I wouldn't get it. She then said she was getting tired and that she was going to head to bed soon. I told her goodnight, and she went upstairs. Later that night, after Sarah had fallen asleep, I couldn't get her actions out of my mind. Something felt off. I got up and went to her phone, which she had left charging on the nightstand. I knew it was overstepping a boundary,